We were $80,000 in debt. We were newlyweds with dreams, ambitions, desires to be generous and to build a life. In our way stood this mountain called debt. We came to Abundant Life in 2020 when we were in a season of life looking for a church home where we could raise our kids around our family, our extended family, and someplace we could be for the long haul. And so we came, and I became the worship pastor and been here ever since and doing ministry and loving life. But we met back in 2014, and when we got married in 2016, we had just a mountain of debt from my time in college, student loans. Had a reality check about a year and a half into our marriage where we just felt like, man, it's time to really just be real with where we're at financially, because we just felt the pinch and the squeeze of life and not having the margin or the freedom to do and live out some of the dreams that we had.
Part of our pre-marital that we did was we went through financial peace with the couple that was leading us through, which was huge for us. It taught us a ton about budgeting and how to handle our finances. And then especially because we did have this mountain of debt, just how to even begin to just bite that off one piece at a time. The statement that really stuck with us was the live like no one else now in this season so that later you can live and give like no one else. Having that kingdom mentality so that later on down the line, when it comes to our children, when it comes to missions, when it comes to pouring into our local church, we have something to do that with, because in that season, we had nothing. So that wasn't a possibility. To kind of a desire that God put on our hearts of generosity, we couldn't do it because we were so strapped.
We decided to write that big number, it was close to $80,000, on our bathroom mirror and kind of be forced to look at it every day and just face the reality of that. It was really motivating and convicting and challenging for us to really prioritize and purpose in our hearts to be debt-free.
At the time, we didn't have kids yet. We were newly married. So we knew that that was a very short season of our life that we were going to be able to grind really hard. We just looked at everything and decided that we were going to say, okay, God, we know you're going to provide for us. Whatever comes our way, as far as like work and a means to like make money and opportunities, we're going to say yes to, no matter how tired we are.
Through all that, we still need to be faithful to give. And so our generosity maybe looked a little bit different than it does today, but we felt convicted, hey, we're still going to continue to tithe. We're still going to continue to give in that way and trust that if we do that, man, God has been so faithful. We came to this revelation that, hey, I think we're going to do this thing. Like, I think we're done. We went out to a restaurant to celebrate, and we sat at the table, and I pulled out my phone, and it was this huge just swell of emotions and relief. And I think there were tears. Getting to a place where we're no longer paying for our past, but we can start investing in our future. What I've been convicted in the most is coming back to him again and saying, okay, God, now what? And it would be really easy for us to just prioritize the desires of our flesh now because we have more margin, and now we have a home and we have 4 kids, and there are a lot of needs, but there's also a lot of just wants. It's a little bit more challenging because we really need to pray and ask for God to make his voice really clear to define what generosity looks like in a season where now we can be.